What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts and I watched the movie The Machinist. Oh, 2004, really? With the tagline, how do you wake up from a nightmare if you're not asleep? Well, this movie somewhat reminded me of Fight Club, which we didn't do on the channel, but I've seen Fight Club, before I started the channel, and I've seen the reaction to Fight Club over maybe 10 times, so I'm quite familiar with Fight Club, and we know all the first rule of Fight Club: you don't talk about Fight Club, so I'll shut up. Anyway, why this movie kind of reminded me of that is because this movie was also about an insomniac, and for the people that don't know, insomniacs can't sleep. Even though they maybe want to, they just can't fall asleep. And yeah, that was also, the Fight Club was also about an insomniac, by which we don't know his name. Well, kind of, but I don't know if that was his actual name that he also used, at work. So, because we never got his name. You maybe have seen a picture of this movie come by, because this movie is Christian Bale's finished movie. The movie have heard the picture of Christian Bale where he's super thin, like skeletal thin. That's this movie. And Jesus fucking Christ, this thin man was the same man that plays Batman, I think, in The Dark Knight. I don't know for sure. But I know for sure that he is one of the Batmans. Nice and ripped. And in this one, Jesus Christ, ugh, no, just no. Let's start with this movie, shall we? I thought that we looked outside through a window, but that we saw the reflection from inside. But there's a chance that we looked inside and that we saw the reflection of outside. So I don't know which way it was around, but I think we looked inside and we got the reflection of outside on the window. But we couldn't see it very clear inside. It's dark outside, and inside the window is a bit tinted, so a bit darkened, so we couldn't fully see inside, but we saw a man. Apparently that's Trevor, played by Christian Bale, and he's rolling up something. He's on his knees and he's rolling up the kind of a carpet. But a bit later I saw a pair of feet, a pair of white shoes sticking out of the carpet. So there's a chance that he's rolling up a person. That's how we start the movie. He's rolling up a person. Right. But with Fight Club, spoilers, but we started off with Edward Norton with a gun in his mouth, so maybe this movie was inspired by Fight Club, maybe by the Insomniac and by the first part of this movie. Well, we'll come back to that part, yeah, where I think that they kind of look like. But that's obviously not about the same thing, but it has kind of similarities, you know, that overlap. He's standing up. He's taking a few steps. He's maybe walking to kind of a table on the left. Yeah, because we see it there. Yeah, we see it there. There's the carpet, and he walks here, and he stands there. He does something with his arms, probably grabbing something, and then we see him put something in his mouth, and he comes closer to the window. There we see how he's looking outside, not straight into the camera, but he's looking a bit angled outside, and he has a cigarette in his mouth. We hear a Zippo lighter being opened, being light. He lit a cigarette, and we're now outside somewhere. There's a sign here, a ball with a sign on it, and kind of sandy. It looked like of dirt, and a pickup comes driving on screen. The door opens. Trevor runs outside to the back of his truck, opens it, and pulls out the carpet on the ground. Picks it up, walks to just a bit further from the sign, and there he throws it down and kicks it in after he looked back. The carpet starts to unwind, and then somebody shines a light in his face. But we're gonna leave it at that, because if you want to know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. Christian Bale was just scarily thin. It really, yeah. That may be almost an anorexic thing, yeah. Thin, not thing, thin. Thin. But it was the same as the opposite, where Brendan Fraser gained some weight for the whale, which, if you haven't seen the movie, I did a review for it on the channel, but go watch my review for it and go watch the movie, because that's really also really, really good acting, and also a really good movie. Back to the Machinist. Trevor also had a kind of a Tyler Durden, let's say, as in, there was a guy that Ivan that didn't exist, just in his head. And in the evenings or in the nights, I always went to a diner, Trevor, to an airport, to diner there, and he always sits down and he's talking to his waitress Maria with a cup of coffee and a piece of pie, and he went on a date with her. Yeah, she doesn't work there. She actually, his version of her does not exist. So, who the fuck is she? Because she got him somewhere. He got him somewhere, got her somewhere. So, who the fuck is she? And who the fuck is that child that she has? Can't think of his name right now. but yeah, it's more the similarities are more like from, he is all Trevor also is a kind of a Tyler Durden, a guy that doesn't exist. Both insomniacs. And did we actually get the reason why Edward Norton was an insomniac in Fight Club? Because we did get a reason why Trevor was insomniac. Well, at the end of the movie, but I'm not going to say why. Yeah, if you're suffering from insomnia, please go seek help. And I don't mean for, you haven't slept for maybe 2 days, but well, then still seek some help. But if you're really suffering from insomnia, please seek help, because things can spiral out of control real quick. And you don't want to end up like Trevor. So please seek help. This movie was just a good movie. Maybe even a very good movie. It was a pretty good movie. I can decide to give if I want to give the 4 or a 4.5. So I give the 4.25, which I usually don't do. But I just can't decide, which I should give. But go watch this movie yourself. And like I said, go get some sleep. Everybody needs sleep. Everybody needs some sleep. Because if you don't, shit can get bad. And I've seen it already in 2 movies. We've seen it now in 1 movie, but if you have seen Fight Club, then we've also seen it in 2 movies. Shit can spiral out of control. So get some sleep. Stay hydrated. Yeah. But that doesn't have to do anything probably with sleep. But also, stay hydrated, because it's also important. I don't try to parent you, but we all need hydration and sleep and food, but not too much. Yeah, that's basically that. Yesterday I was at the festival, so a bit. That's basically it. Today I will upload the last episode of Squid Game, and from tomorrow on, we're gonna start with a new show, and you may be familiar with it. You may be not. It's called Blackadder, or Blackadder. Blackadder. It's one word, and I think it also has a movie. So we're gonna watch that one after we've seen the show. It's a British comedy. Rowan Atkinson plays in this, and we all know him, as his most famous role as Mr. Bean. So I'm very curious which kind of a role that he will play in this movie. He's a very funny actor, and we have also more fun actors in this. I think also Rick. I don't know his last name, from Richie from Bottom, from the show Bottom, also plays in this one, that I've read in a comment section of some YouTubers that do a reaction to Bottom. And well, the person said that that he also plays in Blackadder. So we'll see if he is also in this. But I know for sure that Ron Atkinson is in this. So I'm curious how it will turn out. It's probably be a lot of fun because we've done Faulty Towers, we've done the show Bottom, and for now the British comedies are a lot of fun. But don't worry, Monty Python Flying Circus is also coming to the channel. But I don't know yet when, but it's definitely coming. So if you want to see that show, subscribe to the channel. Well, you get the reviews for it. I don't show the show, but yeah, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we get a lot of more fun movies and shows coming to the channel. So if you want to see all those, subscribe, because definitely coming. And see you guys, well, later for Squid Game Season 3 Episode 6. The last episode of the show. And otherwise I'll see you guys tomorrow for Sharktopus. I think the franchise Sharktopus we're gonna watch tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for Sharktopus and for Blackadder Season 1 Episode 1, hopefully. Also I'll see you guys on my third channel where I'm gonna drop a new band today. And I've also dropped some Squid Game food on my second channel, Underdog Eats. Both links for Underdog Eats and Underdog Reacts down below in the description. Yeah, but that said, I'm gonna leave that. Leave likes, recommend a good Christian Bale movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, comment in Discord, and see you guys, well, tomorrow. But you don't have to recommend Batman, because DC is coming next year to the channel, and we're gonna start watch it from beginning to end, just like we did with Marvel. So you don't have to recommend Batman, but recommend another good Christian Bale movie. Also, American Psycho is already planned in, so that one you don't have to recommend either. I think that one will come in November. So you know it's almost there. So just have to wait. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that.